What's up guys, Jeremy here. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, what's up? My name is Jeremy and I am a real estate broker and investor here in Hawaii. Today is an amazing day because today we've officially closed on my first flip that profited about $72,000. And in this video, I'm gonna break down everything and talk about the entire journey from beginning to end. For those that have been watching me for a while, you know that I've been posting some videos here and there documenting the entire journey. If you haven't seen any of those videos, I'll put a link to those videos in the description below so you can watch them after, but make sure you watch this video first. And if you're thinking about flipping homes or even just, curious about how it works, I definitely recommend that you watch this entire, 10 to 15 minute video because I'm gonna go over a lot of things and I definitely know that you're gonna learn a lot from my first experience. But before we do that, all I have to ask is that you smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. And while you're doing that, you might as well go ahead and follow me on all my social media platforms as well. All right, thank you for doing that. Let's get this video started. All right, so starting from the very beginning, let's say maybe around October or September around 2020. That was the time when I started thinking about maybe flipping a home. When I closed the year of 2020 out, I was still just a full-time real estate broker selling real estate. Last year, I actually had my best year where I sold 24 homes at a volume of over $12 million. I was really proud of myself. To be able to accomplish that the year I turned 26 and to also buy my own condo, which we are in right now, I thought I did a really good job. However, being the kind of person I am always looking for the next challenge. I am always trying to, take myself, my skills, my goals to the next level. So coming into the year of 2021, I said, okay, let's see if I can flip a home. For those that are very new to all of this stuff, what flipping a home is that it's buying a home at under market value. And usually this involves, fixing or renovating a home. And after that, you sell it for fair market value. And hopefully after you sell it, you have a decent amount of profit. At this point in time, my only experience with flipping homes was pretty much watching a bunch of Ryan Pineda YouTube videos and reading a couple books about flipping homes here and there. But there was one problem in my mind at the time, and that was that Hawaii is way too expensive to even try to flip a home. So I thought at that time. I was thinking maybe I should try to start flipping homes in Las Vegas or maybe on the East Coast where homes are much more cheaper and I could actually afford to buy it. I was pretty much doubting myself this whole entire time and I thought there was no way that I could start flipping homes in Hawaii. Up until I met one person and hearing their advice, literally changed everything. This advice is pretty much the reason why I'm here today making this video. One of my good friends, Stacy, she's also a real estate investor here in Hawaii. She introduces me to a big time investor known as Alex Camacho. If you don't know Alex, he has flipped numerous homes in LA and he was even featured on Bigger Pockets. He's very legit and he's just crushing real estate right now. He was here on vacation on Oahu and Stacy was friends with him, so she invited me to go on a booze cruise with them. So we're here on this booze cruise, we're having fun, we're having some drinks, and of course we're talking about real estate. And I told him, yeah, I'm a real estate agent and I'm thinking about flipping homes, but I'm probably gonna start somewhere in Vegas or somewhere on the mainland where real estate is much cheaper. And then he asked me, why don't you just start here? And I told him, dude, it's Hawaii, it's way too expensive. I don't have the money. And what he said after that, literally changed the course of my life forever. He said, bro, don't worry about the money. Getting the money is the easiest part. The hardest part is actually finding the deal. If you find the deal, the money will come. So worry about finding the deal. So after he told me that, I was thinking to myself, drinking on the booze cruise, find the deal, find the deal, find the deal, find the deal, find the deal. So then I realized, okay, I have to find the deal. What he meant was that once you find the deal, meaning once you find a willing seller who wants to sell their home at a good price, where even after all the renovation expenses occur, you could sell it for a profit. After he told me that, it just so happens I learned about what hard money lending was. Then I came into contact with a local hard money here on Oahu. They go by the name of Kiko Capital. I mentioned it in that video where I talk about hard money lenders. So after learning about them, I set up a meeting because, I wanted to introduce myself and learn about what kind of lending and what kind of terms they had for hard money. If you want to learn more in depth about what hard money is, check out that video. I'll put a link to this description below. But the gist was that they would be willing to lend me cash money to flip a home, and they were going to pay for the construction to flip this home as well, as long as the numbers made sense and it was actually a good deal. So all I had to do was find the deal. So this meeting with the hard money lenders, this happened in January of 2021, and I was super stoked. I had my hard money lenders to go. All I needed to do was find the deal. So how did I find the deal? Well, there's a number of ways you could find deals. You can door knock, you could cold call, you could send out mailers, anything and everything like that. But for me, I knew I was really good at social media, and that's exactly what I did. I kept posting on my Instagram story asking if anyone knew anyone that wanted to sell their home that was empty, vacant, unwanted, run down, anyone that was willing to sell to me because I was willing to buy. I kept posting that, almost every single day, and sure enough, one day, someone sends me a message. This person told me that their aunt has been trying to sell their home for the longest time. It's vacant, it's been empty for years, there's tons of termite damage, and that they've actually been in escrow for about a year. I was pretty surprised when she told me that, but she gave me their realtor's number, and I got in contact with the realtor. So the realtor told me that apparently the neighbors have been trying to buy this home, but they couldn't because they kept getting denied on their loans, on loan after loan after loan. For those that don't know, the reason why this was happening was because the neighbors were trying to buy this home with traditional lending. And the thing with traditional lending is that when there's homes that are like in really, really rough shape, the bank is most likely going to consider the home unlivable. And when a home is unlivable, they're not going to lend to the buyer to buy the home. Hard money, on the other hand, is not traditional lending. Hard money lenders know that they are lending on homes that need major fixing for the purpose of flipping. This is why they're actually in business. It's for this purpose. So I visited the home, I took a bunch of pictures, which I'll post right here, and I just wanted to check out what I was working with and to see if I went through with this, is this too much or is this too big of a project for me to handle on my first flip. So as you can see, I thought to myself, okay, this isn't that bad. Yes, it's in rough shape, but I don't think it's too crazy. I don't see, I don't think the house is gonna fall apart. Like, we just needed to replace all the termite damage and just make it look nice again. So I told the realtor, okay, awesome, let's do it. Well, he told me that the neighbors were still trying to get a loan. If they get denied again, then the seller will cancel and call me. So after a month goes by, and then the realtor calls me and he says, hey, they got denied, we want to work with you. And so there we were in negotiation. I wanted to buy the home for $540. They countered me at $580. And I said, look, you don't have to worry with me. I'm using cash, which is the hard money, and I'm going to close. I'm not going to get denied. And as an added bonus, if you give me $540,000, you do not have to pay me a commission, because I was a realtor. In this situation, they would have to pay me a commission. So one, you don't have to pay me a commission, and two, I will pay for all your closing costs. That's how you got to do negotiations. It's all about give and take. If you give me $540, I will give you, I'll pay for closing costs, and you don't have to pay me commission. It's all about making a win-win situation. It's a win for me, it's a win for the sellers, and it's a win for the realtor. So after that, they agreed. They said, okay, fine, Jeremy, that sounds like a deal. We'll do that. But to make sure we know that you're the real deal, we want you to pay a $10,000 initial deposit and another $10,000 deposit after the inspection. Honestly speaking, that was a little too steep for me at the time, but I knew according to my calculations at the time that this was going to be a great deal. And, even though I was uncomfortable or I felt, kind of scared with those big deposits, I knew I had to step outside of my comfort zone. I always hear, from people, from gurus, from mentors, that the biggest thing that stops people from flipping homes or making these big decisions was their lack of making a decision. It was their lack of pulling the trigger. So I expected myself to face these, nervous situations, and I told myself that I was not going to, not pull the trigger because I was uncomfortable. I told myself that, this was going to happen and that I needed to confront these situations head on. The deal looked good on paper, so I said, screw it. Let's do it. So great, we're in early February, mid-February of 2021. I find the deal, I got it into escrow, now what? So after I got into escrow, I took the deal and I sent it to the hard money lenders, and they analyzed the deal and they said it was indeed a really good deal. They said, awesome, Jeremy, good job on finding this deal. We can fund it. However, because you are a first-time investor, we can only give you 75% funding. With that 75% funding at 2 points up front and at 10% interest. I won't go in depth with those numbers because we have a lot to talk about in this video, but I will talk about it in a different video. The main important thing here is that I needed to come up with 25% as a down payment plus closing costs, which was about a whopping total of $155,000. So I told them, oh, you can fund it? Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. I just need $155,000 to make the deal work. Oh, no problem. Actually, big problem, I didn't have $155,000. In fact, I only had like $60,000 to spend comfortably. Also, I told the sellers that I could close in 30 days. And at this point, we're about 3 to 4 days into escrow. So that meant I had about 27 days to pull $100,000 out of my ass. At that point, I had two choices. One, I could pull out of the deal now because I don't have enough money. And if I do pull out, I get all my deposits back, no problem. Or I can go through with the deal, and if I fail to find the $100,000 by closing, then I lose the $20,000. Again, at a nervous, risky situation, this is what I've read about, this is what I expected. What was I going to do? Should I walk away because, I'm scared, or pull the trigger? But I was remembering Alex Camacho's advice in the back of my mind. And remember what he said? He said, find the deal and the money will come. And for me, I'm a very competitive person. To me, I was thinking that I didn't get this far just to get this far. I find the great deal. The hard money lender says it's a great deal. So I just need to, just take a leap of faith and make it happen. So me being me, I took Alex's advice and I didn't know where the money was gonna come from, but I said, F it, let's do it. So where was I gonna find the $100,000? I knew I had to reach out to people. So the first person I reached out to was one of my best friends, Fro. A little background behind Fro, he's a mechanical engineer, he makes good money, and Fro and I actually go way back to high school days. We went to high school together, we were in the same college frat together, and we've been best friends ever since. And we're also like-minded, and we share the same ambitious goals we set for ourselves. So naturally, he was definitely the first person I reached out to. When I talked to him, he said he was down, but he only had around $50,000 to $60,000 to spend comfortably as well. So that leaves us with about $100,000 to $120,000 in funding. We still needed about $30,000 to $50,000. So we needed one more person. That is where my good friend Alex comes in. Alex is a financial advisor and he's also making great money. And I met him way back in 2017 at a networking event that he hosted. At the time, I was a new realtor, and when you're new in the business, the best thing you can do for you as a professional is to network with other professionals. Since meeting Alex, we've teamed up together and collaborated to host these networking events for young professionals here in Oahu, and we do these events maybe 4 to 5 times a year. They're honestly super fun and super exciting. I mean, we have open bar at these events, so they get kind of wild. But anyway, because of this, I knew that Alex understood entrepreneurship, I knew he understood networking, and he was very like-minded as well. So I knew that he would be the perfect missing piece. I called him up, told him about the deal, he was super down, and there I was. I had my team set for all the funding. So just a real quick lesson right there for people watching, especially if you're younger. surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Keep in mind that these people, they're not just my partners. They're really good friends of mine. We hang out together, do business together, we party together. We've actually been to Coachella together. We're actually really good homies. So if you want to have a successful and fulfilling life in business and friendship, surround yourself with like-minded people. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anyway, back to our story. So now I got the deal, I got the hard money, I got my team to help fund the down payment. Now what? The next important thing to flipping homes is that we needed to choose the right general contractor or GC to do this renovation for the home. Now, keep in mind, I don't know how to flip a home. I've never flipped a home. My two friends don't know how to flip a home, so we don't know what is an accurate estimate to get this job done. We were just kind of winging it. So that's when we started to reach out to all the contractors that we could find. That way they could give us estimates or bids on this project. Obviously, when you're hiring someone, you want to have someone who is not too expensive, that is reliable, trustworthy, can get the job done very, very quickly, but without sacrificing quality. I mean, it's common sense, but you don't want to get a half-assed contractor who will do a half-assed job, who might just end up costing you more to fix the half-assed work, or you end up selling a half-assed home to whoever the buyer is. And I definitely did not want to do that. So the first couple of bids we got were around $90,000 to $100,000 for this project. And honestly speaking, at that time, I was freaking out because that was way, way more than I expected. Luckily, Fro's uncle was a licensed GC, and he quoted us with a family discount of $70,000. But the one thing with him is that he said him and his team could only work on the weekends, therefore delaying this project an extra month, making it a 3-month renovation project instead of a 2-month project. Out of the 6 bids we got, we ended up going with Fro's uncle. The reason is that our interest on the hard money was basically $4,300 a month in carrying costs to own this property. So we could either spend $100K to get this job done in 2 months, or spend an extra $4,300 in hard money interest to save $30,000. So right when we figured that out, it was a no-brainer. That is why we decided to go with Fro's uncle. Okay, so now we have the deal. We have the hard money. We have my friends to fund the down payment, and we have the GC to do the job at a reasonable price. We are ready to close and get the renovation started. So on March 15, we officially closed. We got right to work. The first thing we did was fumigate the home to make sure there were no more termites. And after that, we got to construction right away. During the construction period, honestly speaking, everything went smoothly for the most part. Our GC was reliable, very trustworthy. I mean, I hope he was trustworthy because he's, my friend's uncle. He did everything he said he was going to do, and he actually finished 2 weeks ahead of schedule, which was awesome. Once construction was completed, we staged the home and got it ready for the market. And on June 14, 2021, the home was officially live on the market with an asking price of $765,000. I hosted only 1 open house and also had about over 20 private showings. And after 11 days on the market with multiple offers all over asking, we went into escrow at $810,000. But during that escrow period, we had to lower our price and ended up closing at $795,000. That whole process in escrow was kind of bumpy, but I'll talk about that in another video. So to recap, we bought the home at $540,000. We spent about $87,000 in total rehab and appliances, and then sold at $795,000. When you subtract all the expenses such as, hard money costs, realtor costs, utility costs, closing costs, we ended up at about $72,000 in total profit. When you split that 3 ways, that's about $24,000 in individual profit for each of us, which was about 42% of cash on cash return in a 5-month span. So there you have it, guys. That is exactly what happened with my first flip of the complete breakdown from beginning to end. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you have any questions or you need any clarification on anything. I'm super transparent. If you are an experienced investor, how did I do? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what I did wrong. Let me know what I did right. Let me know what I could have done better. I'm open to all criticism because it's only going to make me a better investor. So again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms as well. And again, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time.